the research, and the second part is actually prescriptive. It tells you what your companies can do to create an inclusive workplace. We can provide you copies of, I can email them. Just have to inform us and we will send you an email. So these are the findings of the research. Initially, these are the myths. I'll quickly go through it. That being LGBT is a choice, that there are only a few industries. So we earlier had someone say that you're very present in the creative industry. Let me just say one anecdote. A gay engineer was actually asked to cut hair because he's gay. And he said, that's not my skill. But he said, gay men can cut hair. So that's one of the myths. Quickly now, being LGBT is a disease, being LGBT is contagious, all gay men are pedophiles. HIV occurs only among males having sex with males. So these are myths that we have to overcome. So for our research, we did training dialogues where we would always go for 2 days. First is a discussion with government agencies, second with civil society organizations, including the LGBT community. We never mix them. And this is the reason why we don't mix them. Government people will not open up on policies in their offices if there are civil society organizations present, because they don't want to be embarrassed. And the second phase is a qualitative research where we had a focus group discussion with representatives from multinational companies and from domestic companies. And we also had interviews with members of the community and also with multinational companies. We use the term multinational companies loosely. These are not domestic companies. So findings, existence of policies. Many of the multinational companies claim to have explicit non-discrimination policies. But the domestic companies don't have basic knowledge. They don't know what SOGI, sexual orientation, gender identity, actually means. And they say that it is presumed. This is the danger of putting everything on an equal plane, because you presume that if you don't specify a section or you don't specify a sector, you do not discriminate. These are some of the answers. No discrimination happens in our office, so there is no need for non-discrimination policies. There is issues also of comfort. The toilets are really an issue here in the Philippines. Most of the LGBT respondents from multinational companies say that they are aware of non-discrimination policies, which means they don't seek it out. It's the companies that actually are open and are progressive in explaining to them the policies on non-discrimination. So that means it's really built in system-wide, it's built into the discussions of the companies. So these are from the multinational companies. Organizing, it is not encouraged in domestic companies, but the multinational companies encourage organizing of LGBTs in their companies, including straight allies. Another issue, aside from the toilets, is the use of uniforms or the dress code. So those are the two issues that are front and center, the issue of LGBTs in workplaces. Okay, so domestic companies, they gave this comment, it is not allowed, they can only cross-dress during parties. Yes. Here they would say, attend to the customer's needs. So these are the messages that we also had this morning, that the company's needs and are really considered. Okay. Sleeping quarters are also an issue together with the comfort rooms. While there are a few multinational companies that allow employees to use whichever toilets they wish, they are unable to implement a clear gender-friendly approach on the issue of sleeping rooms. This is still an issue. Transgender people are free to use the bathroom, but this is some multinational companies. One of the persons we interviewed said that they were able to negotiate with the company that the restroom would say persons with disabilities / women. So the transgender women were allowed to use the toilets reserved for persons with disabilities. In case of benefits, domestic companies are clear that it's given only to regular employees, and it is not extended to domestic partners. Okay, but there's progress in multinational companies, so this is something that we need to look at. Yeah, and they said that it's because there is no government policy. The absence of a government policy is a reason why they are not extending the benefits. Okay. There needs to be a law, and this is the biggest argument we have for the anti-discrimination bill. On protective policies, some companies put in place policies that they would not otherwise provide for non-LGBTs. They don't want to I think we'll be fine. Can I call Attorney Jazz? She's a presenter from Rainbow Rise. All the way from the CCT, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
I can continue.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking over. So I'm very sorry. I was in Congress. So there was a hearing on anti-bullying for marginalized, oppressed, and powerless. I don't know what's gonna happen to the field. Actually, one of the findings that we had for protective policies. So I think this is a tendency when you feel like the marginalized or the sector, the LGBT sector in your company needs protecting. However, the end result is actually much more, it makes the situation a little bit more worse. For example, in this particular code it says, no, for us when there are events, the tendency is to group together the LGBTs so we can protect them. But there's no rhyme or reason for doing that. You say, if you have 4 employees who are gay, you have 2 employees who are lesbians, the instinct is put them together. Why? What was the reason behind that? Because they think they are going to be harassed by heterosexuals, or actually the usual real reason is that they fear for the heterosexuals. That if they mix the LGBTs with them, chances are there's going to be some sexual favors or harassment. But they would pretend that it's a protective policy. What's another example? This one is a case of someone who's marketing in the farm for a particular product. So what the company did, they feel like every time this gay person is out there in the farms, he is discriminated against. So the best way is just not assign him to those places. I mean, the intention is good, no? And they feel like they are protecting the employee, but they are inhibiting the chances for the employment of that person. No, it's a gray area. It's balancing things, and I understand why and how a company might feel like that is the best solution. When in fact we know that it's not. From the women's sector, we have seen legislations that aim to protect them by prohibiting them from working at night. But we know in the same manner that while it is with good intention, the ending is not ideal. So it also happens for the LGBTs. The key findings definitely show that for the domestic companies, is more that needs to be done. Whereas for the multinational companies operating under our jurisdiction, there are progress in terms of benefits. A while ago, Angie already talked about the particular part on health. Other cases where partners are covered only happens among multinational companies. But most of them who actually employ it already complain that our insurance commission, for example, and government agencies are not ready to allow these companies to be able to give to their partners. So what they end up doing is just doing it internally. Okay, last two slides. So in terms of some of the cases, maybe we could just share these slides with them now, Ange. These are particular ones. Like for example, the one beneath, there's a blind lesbian masseuse, no? She was asked to change her clothes by a particular client because the client was not comfortable with her clothing. So of course, it's a choice between employment and yourself. And if you, it's very hard to get a job. So you end up sacrificing that part of you. We had also a case of a trans man who also is deaf, who tried to enter a particular branded clothing store, but was told that they don't accept people like him. In fact, he was misgendered and he was called a lesbian, and said that we don't take lesbians and deaf people in our employ. So that's a double whammy kind of discrimination. Some of the recommendations that came from the study were alliances are definitely needed among the MCs, particularly those who already have D&I. It would be nice if data, policies, best practices are shared amongst them. Of course, there is the lobby for the anti-discrimination law, the need for SOGI 101 in many of the gender sensitivity trainings. I'm sure a lot of you are already informed about what SOGI is. I had an encounter with a government office, a gender and development office, who says that they know what SOGI is and they have a complete gender training. And so I said, oh wow, ma'am, so you have SOGI? And then she goes and says, who is SOGI? What organization is that? So I said, it's SOGI Cruz, ma'am, never mind. Because I didn't want to embarrass her, no? I didn't want to embarrass her. So I think that's one of the things that's needed. Definitely data, lack of data, and we must admit that most of the multinational companies have more of those data than the domestic companies. There is not even an effort among domestic companies because they feel like, one, we don't have LGBTs. How sure are you? Number two, definitely if you don't have LGBTs, we don't have discrimination against LGBTs. And if ever that's the case, if they're not regular employees, so what? So that's usually the trend, no, for domestic companies. So we believe that, at least from the study though, that we did, it's very important definitely for any endeavor that the top brass are very much involved. That those on top are very clear about the track, no? That we really want diversity in this office. And if it's just going to be the rank and file and the HR, but the policy is not there, nothing's going to happen. And another concept that was recommended during not during the research itself, but in the trainings, is that if it would be nice for a multinational company to adopt a domestic one in terms of sharing data, in terms of sharing best practice or trainings. And definitely, when we talk data, not just data as to how many discrimination there is, no, but data as to how being diverse can lead to productivity and profitability. Because these are the language that most of the companies understand and speak about, no? How is this whole change going to be more productive for me? What's for my business? And if the models are there existing among the multinational companies that indeed diversity brings profitability, I think that should be shared, no, with the domestic companies. This is my last slide. Okay, another one is of course integrating mandatory consultations, particularly maybe anonymously. It doesn't have to be by name, and I think for issue of SOGI or persons of diverse SOGI, it's very important that the recommendatory processes are mostly anonymously done, I think, because it's a very delicate issue. So if that's going to be the feedback mechanism, I think that's ideal. Tripartite approach here was actually recommended by somebody from the trade unions. She believed that the best, usually what happens is the labor unions, and then the company, they talk. No? But actually, either the government will not involve itself unless there is a conflict already. They suggest that maybe, for the sake of making it easier, to put in the CBAs, or what we call collective bargaining agreements, some particular stipulations already for LGBTs or persons of diverse origin. Lastly, there is what we call the solo parent law, and it does not prohibit LGBT parents from claiming it, no? LGBT solo parents. So it's something that they can get if they want to for their biological children. So it's these are some of the recommendations. We have to cut it short, obviously. Thank you, and again, I'm very sorry for being late. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.